Okay guys, I am back. This is part 2 of my skincare, and next I'm going to show you how and each part basically is you can use them depending on what you do, like if you want to wear makeup or if you don't. You could have stopped right at the skincare and did no more. Then you can stop right at the end of this video and do no more, or you can stop at the end of the third video, which will be a full face of makeup for an everyday look, not for a going out look. So part 2, I've already cleansed my face, moisturized, did all of my anti-aging treatments that I would use. I've done my eye and my face primer. So the next thing that I would do is my foundation. I normally use 1 or 2 foundations. What I'll do today is I'll show you how I would do with 2 different foundations in order to contour my face. So I use, they have a luminous wear, which is kind of not a really dewy look, but more so of a dewy look. It's not a matte finish. I normally go with the matte finish. Every now and then, for every day, I will do the luminous, but and I can do the luminous with the dewy finish and I still don't get oily throughout the day, which is great because of the products that I use underneath it. I can still have that slightly dewy look without having to retouch my face or anything during the day. But normally I go with a matte finish. For a while, I had been using the Match Master foundation by MAC, and I loved the look of the foundation. I loved the fact that it wasn't as heavy as the rest of the MAC foundations. I was using that, or either I would just use the Studio Fix powder. But after using it for a while, my skin started to change. I normally never had problems with my skin, besides it being dry and the fact that it could be oily. But I started to see where when I took my makeup off, I didn't look the same. I used to be able to kind of go out, you know, just like this, and I would just either have lashes or I would put on some mascara, some lip gloss, and keep it moving. Maybe like a little cream blush just to make my cheeks a little rosy, but that's pretty much it. My face was pretty flawless, and a lot of you guys had asked me about my skin and what my regimen was, but my skin started to change over, and it didn't really take that long. But the thing is, I love MAC Cosmetics. That is, you know, I've always had a great love for them, but they're not really made for, they weren't originally really made for everyday use. They were made for professionals. Now people use it every day, you know, and that's just their main product line. But it's not good for your skin. It's too heavy, it's too pigmented, and it does its job, but you want to make sure that your skin, your natural skin, is taken care of underneath your makeup. You don't want to have to wear makeup. And honestly, if you use something like MAC every day, you're going to have to wear makeup in order to cover up the imperfections that you accumulate because of the way that it's damaging your skin. It clogs your pores. It puts too much weight on your skin. It's literally heavy. And there's nothing wrong with using it sparingly. Using it every now and then, that's fine. Like I said, I use MAC. I wanted to find something where I could get my skin back to the way it was, and so I went back to the Mary Kay, and they have improved so much, and I was really impressed as a professional, in my professional opinion. So that's why I started purchasing that instead, because I know my skin's protected, I know it's well taken care of, and it feels wonderful. So now that I've been on my soapbox, having a little moment, I'm going to use the Matte Wear foundation, and I do the exact same steps that I would do with any other product line that I've showed in previous videos. I'm just showing the results for the Mary Kay brand. Okay, so this time I'm going to show you how I contour. I don't do this necessarily every time. You don't have to use more than one foundation. You don't have to use foundation for contouring. You can use just a brown eyeshadow. You can use a darker powder. It's up to you. As long as you use something that's at least 2 shades darker than your natural complexion. So I'm using bronze 1 and bronze 3. Sometimes I'll use bronze 1 and bronze 5. And because I'm a makeup artist, I kind of switch up things, and depending on what look it is that I want, how dramatic I want things to be, how photoshopped I want to look, I'll use 1, 3, and 5. So, you know, it just kind of depends on what's going on. But normally I'll just use 1 and 3 in a concealer in order to contour. If I'm just going to do an everyday look with no contouring, I'll just use bronze 1 in my concealer. So first thing I'm going to do is put it, and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand just because it warms the product, and you should do that with all makeup. So this is my bronze 1, and that is pretty much my skin tone. My face is lighter than the rest of my body, so you want to match your face and your neck to your chest. You want to look like one piece. You don't want a bronzy face and a really pale body, or a bronzy body and a really pale face. So 1 is the closest to my natural complexion, and when you buff it in, it kind of absorbs and blends in with your skin. This is just my makeup brush set. Okay, so I'm going to use my flat top e.l.f. brush, and I'm just going to dab it on all over my face and down into my neck. And I actually, when I do around my lips, I do let the product get on my lips to kind of blend out my natural lip color into my skin. And then I blend everything in. Making sure I blend back into my ears and down on my neck. Then if you want, what you do is you build your coverage. If you want more coverage, you just add a little more product. But don't add everything all at the same time, and then you do too much. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is my, I'll stop and go to my concealer, which is somewhere. And this is the concealer, and I get a bronze 1. Your concealer should be about a shade, maybe 2, lighter than your foundation color. So I just put a drop on my finger and pat in a triangle underneath my eye and up into my tear duct. And I pat it on first just to make sure that the product is absorbed into my skin instead of just rubbing it, because you're just going to rub it off, because you do want it to fill in and to cover well. Same thing with the other side. And again, because you don't have to use much, these products last a really long time. The next place I'm going to put concealer is down the bridge of my nose. So I'm just going to pat going down the center of my nose. And then this one you can actually rub and then fan out on your forehead. Basically, what you're doing is where the light would naturally hit your face, you're putting the concealer. So right down the center of your nose, up on the top of your cheekbone, underneath your eyes, and right here on the tip of your chin. So a teeny tiny bit. I'm going to put that just on the tip of my chin. Then I'm going to take my Bronze 3 and put a little bit, not much at all, on the back of my hand. And I'm going to use that to do all of my contouring. Now, like I said, I also sometimes use, if I'm going for a really dramatic photoshopped look, I'll use a step darker, which is a bronze, no, a couple steps darker, which is a bronze 5. So I'm going to take a concealer brush first, take some of the product, and then we're going to trace from the eyebrow down the side of the nose. Same thing with the other side. Eyebrow down the side of the nose. I'm also going to, because I'm going to go over this with, it doesn't have to be super dark, so I'm going to go over it with a, like a bronzer or a darker blush. I'm going to go in here and just where my, see that right there? That's what I'm tracing, because that's what I want to stand out. And I just want, when I go to put the color on top of this, for it to hold on to, have something to hold on to. That's why I'm putting this darker shade here. And then I'm just going to blend it all in. And this will all blend together. And I'm not going to even put a powder on top of it. They're matte where I don't have to put powder on top the way that I did with the Match Master. And then I still don't get the oiliness throughout the day. So do that. Blend it in here. And then right around here. So it's going to be, go here. And we're going to kind of chisel out your chin and your jawline area. And this is supposed to be very light, because this is, like I said, for an everyday type of thing. And then kind of go up into your hairline. And then the other side, down and around, and meet in the middle. You're just bringing out what would be a natural bone structure. And then right into your temples. And this also, you can go over it with a bronzer and give a very bronze look. Okay. So you just keep lightly going over and filling them in like that. And like I said, it's a very natural look. I'm going to do the other one. And it's hard to show you and do this at the same time. So next what you're going to do is, as I normally do, brush out the inside, lightly fade that inside portion. By just lightly brushing back and forth. Because your brows don't start off super hard and pigmented. They start off light and then they get darker as they go out. So you're just going to do that. And just wipe up, clean up anything in the middle. And then you're going to go over with a brow gel. And the brow gel helps to set your brows so that they don't wipe off, and it also tames the hairs. So this is the brow gel, and like I said, it just helps to set your brows and also to tame the hair so that they stay neat and in place. And you're just going to brush up. It looks like a little mascara wand. And you're just going to lightly brush up in the beginning and then over for the rest. Again, brush up. And then over. And it just makes your brows look really neat. If you ever look at celebrities' brows, like look at Beyonce and Kim Kardashian, who both have, you know, very prominent brows, you can see the hairs and how they're like neatly in place, and that's because they use a brow gel. Okay, so that's it for that. Now I'm going to take this is, like I said, going to be a very natural look. I'm going to go over where I contoured my face with the slightly darker foundation. And this is their Golden Copper blush, which is a pretty natural looking color. It's not brown and it's not brown and it's not pink, but it's just very natural looking. And I'm going to take a angled blush brush and put a little bit on there because it's very pigmented, so like this will last forever. And I'm just going to go over where I put that line and make it more defined. So up in here, I'm going to go up and make that 3. So it's going to be here, here, down. Same way that I put the in. Now this could also be used, I also use it just as a blush, just like on the apples of my cheeks. And but today I'm just going to use it for contouring. Same thing with the other side. In and underneath here. And it gives a very bronzy look. It's not a bronzer, but it gives a gorgeous bronzy glow. Okay. So it makes your face look more chiseled. This part comes in more because the lighter sections that you put on your face, it makes it pop out more, and those are the things that you want to stand out, like your cheekbones. That you want to recede, you use a darker color, and it makes all that recede and come in so that it looks more defined. I have a very round face, so this helps for my face to look more chiseled. See? That line helps you so that you can really see my jawbone. Okay. Alright. Next step is I'm going to do a blush, and you don't have to, but I'm doing it because it makes you look more more alive. It just brightens up your face a little bit. And I'm going to use a light pink, a natural looking brush. I'm going to use their Strawberry Cream, which is a gorgeous pink color. And it's just really pretty. I'm going to use a fluffy blush brush and put a little bit. When you do it, don't take it and then rub, 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 rub. You get way too much product. Just tap it a little bit. And like I said, when you're doing your makeup, don't you put on a whole lot. Kind of layer it so that you have more control. And then you can smile and just do the circle, the apples of your cheeks. Avoid getting it up in this area. You want this area to stay clear. You want the color to stay here, just in this general area. So just rub little circles. And if you want more, you just rub a little bit more and then kind of blend it out so the color kind of fades into the rest of your face. Other side. Okay. So, and if you want, you can put like a little dusting over across your nose just so that you kind of brighten your face up. And a little more just so that you guys can see exactly where I put the blush. So, last step, okay, last two steps. You don't have to use anything on your lips if you don't want to. But a good everyday color that I like is their pink sateen. It's a really pretty pink color. It's not as pigmented as it looks in the bottle. It goes on really sheer, but it gives just a hint of color. And that's just like for every day. You don't have to use a liner or anything like that. And then the very last thing that you do, I have on lashes at the top, but I'm going to put their mascara on the bottom. It's their Ultimate Mascara, and it's in black. And I'm just going to put it on my bottom lashes. I love it because the brush really brushes through each individual hair, so it brings out length and volume in your lashes. So I'm just putting it on the bottom lashes, and I make sure I put a couple coats because lashes are my thing. I told you I use a lot of mascara, and it's very clean. With this, some mascaras are creamy and they don't dry. The Voluminous Mascara, I think it's by L'Oreal. I was using that, and the thing is, it doesn't dry. Like I said, it stays kind of creamy, which is kind of messy. The thing is, with this mascara, if you mess up, just let it dry and you can just flick that piece off, because it's going to actually dry. It's not going to stay tacky. You get close to the lash line, wiggle back and forth and brush down, wiggle down, and that's what I'm doing. Alright, so like I said, this is the second step. You could stop here. This could be like a everyday, and like I said, you don't have to do the contouring or anything like that. You can stop and just do the first step foundation, and that could be it for you. You don't have to keep going. You don't have to put on any color. This is a great everyday running, to the store kind of look. So next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna show you in case I wanted to, you want to do some extra color on your lips and put a little everyday kind of color look on your eyes. So I'll see you in a minute. Bye.